All right, so have you heard about D.B. Cooper?
Oh, yeah. How could you not? The guy's practically a legend. Vanished into thin air.
It's 1971, Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and this guy decides to hijack a plane.
A Northwest Airlines flight, Portland to Seattle. Nothing too fancy, right?
Wrong. This is where it gets interesting.
It's like he was following a script for a Hollywood movie, orders a bourbon, lights a cigarette.
In a plane.
Serious. In 1971, like it was the most normal thing in the world.
What was he thinking?
Well, he was thinking about $200,000 and 4 parachutes.
Wait, what?
Oh, yeah, he slips the flight attendant a note. You know, one of those I have a bomb kind of notes.
I bet she wasn't expecting that.
Probably thought he was just some creepy dude hitting on her.
Talk about a mood killer.
And then things get really interesting. He demands the ransom money, specifically in $20 bills.
$20 bills. Why so specific?
Who knows? Maybe he was planning a shopping spree after the jump.
Or maybe he was just a stickler for small denominations.
And then there's the parachutes. He didn't want just any parachutes. He wanted manual ones.
Manual, so he was a skydiving pro.
Or at least wanted everyone to think he was. It's all part of the mystique.
So we've got our bourbon-sipping, chain-smoking parachute enthusiast with a bomb and a taste for $20 bills. What happens next?
The plane circles Seattle for 2 hours.
2 hours. What were the passengers doing all that time?
Blissfully unaware, probably, thinking it was just some minor mechanical difficulty.
Minor mechanical difficulty. That's one way to put it.
Meanwhile, Cooper is in the back, probably counting his soon-to-be loot and perfecting his skydiving form.
Okay, so the plane is circling. The ransom is ready. What happens when they land?
Well, picture this. 5:39 p.m., it's getting dark. The plane lands in this remote, almost eerie part of the airport.
Spooky.
And then this Northwest Airlines employee comes sprinting out with the money and the parachutes.
They're like something out of a movie.
And you know what? Cooper, being the gentleman that he is, releases the passengers.
He let them go. Just like that.
Yep. Sends them on their merry way. Even 2 of the flight attendants.
Wow. That's almost considerate.
Almost. But we're just getting started. The real story, the mystery, is about to unfold.
Oh, man. I can't wait to hear what happens next. So the passengers are probably home eating turkey, and Cooper's up there all alone with the crew.
He orders the crew to stay in the cockpit.
Okay, so what's he doing?
Getting a quick lesson on how to open the aft air stair door.
The aft air stair door?
Yeah, the one in the back of the plane.
Like he's making a grand exit or something.
Exactly. It's like he was planning on stage diving out of the plane.
I bet the flight attendants were thrilled about that.
Oh, I'm sure. And this is where things get really interesting because Cooper chose this particular plane, a Boeing 727, for a very specific reason.
Yeah, what's so special about a 727?
Well, it has this unique rear air stair door that was designed for quick cargo loading.
Cargo loading. What does that have to do with skydiving?
Well, it was also designed for paratroopers.
Ah, I see what you mean by foreshadowing.
It's like he knew exactly what he was doing.
So he basically turned a passenger jet into his own personal escape pod.
That's one way to put it, and it gets even better.
Okay, how does it get better than hijacking a plane and jumping out of it?
He gives the pilots these really specific instructions.
Okay, like what?
Fly at a low altitude, keep the speed down, and lower the flaps to 15 degrees.
Flaps, like on a bird.
Not quite the flaps on a plane or these things on the wings that help control lift and drag.
Okay, and why 15 degrees?
He needed to create the right conditions for his jump. He basically turned the 727 into this slow-moving, low-flying target.
That doesn't sound very stealthy.
Well, he was counting on the fact that it was 1971. Tracking technology wasn't exactly what it is today.
Makes sense. But what about those fighter jets? Didn't they send jets after him?
They did 2 F-106s, but even those had their limitations.
What do you mean?
They could keep up with the 727 in terms of speed, but their fuel efficiency at low altitudes wasn't great.
And I bet it didn't help that it was nighttime and raining.
Exactly. It wasn't the ideal conditions for tracking a rogue plane.
So while the FBI is trying to figure out what's going on, Cooper's up there sipping his bourbon and getting ready to jump.
Around 8 p.m., that little indicator light in the cockpit starts flashing. You know, the one that tells the crew the aft air stair door is open?
So they knew he was about to jump.
The pilot radios back. Everything okay back there?
What is...
Cooper gives them one word, no.
No, that's it.
That's all they got. And then a few minutes later, the plane jolts upward.
What was that?
A change in pressure. Cooper was gone.
He actually jumped.
Vanished into the night.
Wow, so no one saw him jump.
Nope. And the plane keeps flying, lands at its scheduled refueling stop, and that's when they confirm what they already knew.
That D.B. Cooper was gone.
Along with 2 of the parachutes and all that cash.
So they searched the plane, and what do they find? Nothing.
Not quite. They find his tie. A black clip-on tie.
He left his tie. Seriously.
Yep. It's like he wanted to give them a little souvenir.
It's almost like he was taunting them.
It's what makes this story so compelling. The blend of meticulous planning and utter absurdity.
So what happened next? Did they ever find him? Okay, so Cooper's gone, vanished, the FBI's on the case. Did they ever find him?
Well, they launched this massive manhunt, offered a reward, and everything but years went by and nothing.
So they never found him.
Not a trace. It was like he disappeared into thin air.
This guy's like a ghost, a legend.
But then, in 1980, almost a decade later, a kid is playing along the Columbia River.
Along the river. What was he doing there?
Just playing, kids, and he finds something buried in the sand?
Don't tell me he found Cooper.
Not quite, but he found something pretty close. 3 bundles of the ransom money.
The ransom money. Wow, after all these years.
About $5,800 worth serial numbers matched the cash Cooper had demanded.
So he was real. It wasn't just some made-up story.
Oh, he was real. All right, but the question is, where was he?
Right, if he was alive, why didn't he come forward and claim the rest of the money?
Maybe he did. Maybe he's living on a beach somewhere sipping margaritas.
Or maybe he met an untimely end and the money was just washed ashore.
We may never know. The discovery of the money just sparked more theories and speculation.
So the FBI hit another dead end.
They analyzed the tie for DNA, chased down leads, interviewed anyone who might have a connection, but nothing panned out.
After all that effort, still nothing. It's incredible.
In 2016, they officially closed the case.
So D.B. Cooper is still out there somewhere.
Or maybe not. Maybe he's just a memory, a legend, a cautionary tale.
It's amazing how a story like this can capture our imagination for so long.
It's the mystery, the unknown, the fact that we may never have all the answers.
It makes you wonder what really happened that night.
Did he survive? Did he spend the money? Did he ever regret what he did?
We'll probably never know, but that's part of what makes this story so fascinating.
It allows us to fill in the blanks, to come up with our own theories, to keep the legend alive.
D.B. Cooper, the man who hijacked the plane, jumped out with a bag of money and vanished without a trace.
He became a folk hero, a symbol of rebellion, a reminder that sometimes you can outsmart the system.
Even if it means jumping out of a plane with a parachute and a whole lot of cash.
His story will continue to intrigue and inspire us for years to come.
Well, that's our deep dive into the curious case of D.B. Cooper. A tale of audacity, mystery, and the enduring power of the unknown.
Thanks for joining us.
And until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and who knows, maybe you'll be the one to finally solve the mystery of D.B. Cooper.